Hello, everybody. Welcome on into baseball here on youtube.com/SeanOsaurusRex. I'm Sean, and today we have two winner-take-all Game 5s. The Diamondbacks play the Phillies, and the Mariners play the Yankees. We're going to jump into that immediately because that's all we're doing today. Okay. Check, check. No. Gosh darn it. OBS. I hit a button. No. Am I back? Okay, there we go. We're back. Is this back? God, now I have to test this, checking that, and then muting this, muting that. Hold on. It's so annoying. For whatever reason, it just disconnects. Okay, sound is back. Alright, hold on. Do we have... It's supposed to be exciting! Okay, I think the game audio is still broken. Hold on. That's, I think, is an easier fix. Okay, that's either going to help it or it's going to make it way, way worse. Gosh darn it. Flub and flub. Okay. So is there game audio? The problem is that I'm on a delay. I can hear it in my headphones, but it's not working. We're going to record for a second. Okay. So then we can do that. Are you working now? Okay, seems like we're back. I opened a photo the other day and it broke everything the same way. All right, we should be all good. Okay, bad start, but that's okay. They're going to be exciting Game 5s. We're jumping in, reviewing today's game. Let's go. Game set on stream. Thank you. I appreciate your help. Thank you for letting me know that it was gone. I don't even know what I was talking about. The 14th, we're going to do the whole World Series. All in one go. It'll probably be around 4 p.m. Pacific time. And we'll see how that goes. So, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Championship Series. Saturday, World Series. Friday, MLB The Show 26 is back. So that's exciting. I guess not back. It technically is out. I bought it today. Or, yeah, did I do that today or last night? Whatever. I bought it recently. It's ready. The download's ready. And then Thursday we'll throw up a little something else. Oh, all right. Maybe it's a Game 7. Maybe we just do a quick Game 7 before doing whatever I'm doing. All right. Yankees Mariners series obviously tied 2-2 as we are in the ultimate Game 5. Seattle won Game 1. Yankees won Games 2 and 3. Seattle won Game 4 to tie things up. And here we are in Safeco Field. The left fielder, Scott Pasednik, is going to lead things off for the Yankees, followed by center fielder Marlon Byrd. Prince Fielder at first base, Hank Blaylock, the DH, Miguel Tejada, excuse me, is at shortstop. Cody Ralston right. Brandon Phillips at second. Casey Blake at third. Giovanni Soto is the catcher. If anyone doesn't pick Seattle on the poll. Okay. Oh, that's what I want. I want this to have the pop-out chat. Jeff Neiman is making his postseason debut, as all of these pitchers are. So it's zeros across the board. There we go. Hopefully everything's good. I don't know what is going on the back end with Twitch, or the OBS on Twitch. All right, here we go. The wind, the pitch, and we're underway with a strike. 0-1 the count to Pasednik, the leadoff hitter for the Yankees. Wow, using full 5 rotation in the playoffs? Yeah, that is interesting. Hit right to third base, strong throw across the diamond. There is out number 1. Marlon Byrd, no postseason hits yet. We'll see what he has on offer. Nobody on and 1 gone. That was a quick out number 1. And Bird will take a strike on that high outside corner. 0-1. Yeah, what would you do in this situation? Do you go back to a starter? I guess what did Detroit do? Detroit played Seattle in Game 5. Here's the line to the pitch. That's low for a ball. Detroit used Skubal twice. I think the days off must have lined up. Somehow Seattle won every game they played against a Skubal start. Not necessarily beating Skubal himself. Appeal down to first. He did not go. They didn't necessarily beat Skubal, but they were able to basically just survive him. 2-1. Wind and the pitch. And high for a ball. Okay, 3-1. The thing for Seattle is I don't think that they have like a bona fide ace. Like Kansas City, you could make the argument of like, can you get Arrieta to go twice because he was so good in that first half? Granted, they're out of the playoffs now, but... I mean, there is more days of rest in the playoffs, so usually they use a 4, rotation of 4. I think when Seattle made it to the postseason for the first time in 21 years back in 2022, I think they were ready to use a 3-man rotation. Foul at the third baseline. Be interesting to see. Well, I guess technically they had the... Well, the difference for Seattle this year as compared to last year is that Brian Wu should be fully healthy. As that is fouled away. Sometimes quite rare. Only 3 for a playoff series. 0-2. Wind and the pitch. Swung on and missed. 1-2-3 down in order for the Yankees. Really, the Mariners coming to the plate. No score. And we get Gardner leading off. First time in a couple of games they had double lefty starters in the games in New York. So Brett Gardner is back at the top of the order. The left-handed left fielder will lead things off, followed by Kurt Suzuki, the catcher. Ichiro in right. Aramis Ramirez at third. And then here's that little lefty lane I was talking about yesterday. Travis Hafner at first. Brett Wallace, the DH. Reed Brignac, the shortstop. Ian Kinsler goes all the way down to the 8th spot. He is the second baseman. And Melky Cabrera is the center fielder. The DH gets swapped, but I forget exactly for who. And then Hafner and Brignac slide down. Gardner's out. And then the righty goes... Ian Kinsler goes all the way to the top of the order. It's an interesting situation. There is the starter for the Yankees. Brett Gardner, 1 stolen base this playoffs. Hasn't had a ton of opportunities. They do not throw him out there with a lefty starting pitcher. The Yankees back to a righty, number 64. Here's the wind and the pitch to Gardner. 1 pitch, 1 swing, and that one will be a foul ball. Way deep into the crowd. I should trust the camera that it's always going to be like the same, but sometimes it's like you see that left fielder running to try and make a play at it, and thankfully it's a few rows deep. One and one to Brett Gardner. Here's the wind and the pitch, and Gardner will take a ball low. 2-1. Yankees and the Mariners will play one of the early season series. It's the second series of the year for Seattle. Here comes the 2-1. Gardner is going to put that into center field. It's a single. We'll see if they want to put him in motion. They do tend to like to do that. It does make this offense feel different. So that's lifted out to center field. Now the interesting thing is that Kurt Suzuki doesn't have any hits, but he walked a bunch in the couple of games we watched in New York. So do you believe that Kurt Suzuki can work another walk? And if you do, because that's a strike on the outside, do you send Brett Gardner to second? Do you risk the out? Here's the wind of the pitch. They're going to put him in motion. He's down and out. It was a bad throw that was actually good because it was off the bag towards the first base side, and that gets him out like as he catches the ball. Take a look at that on the replay as it is game 5. It's also strike 2 to Kurt Suzuki. So you'll see here as the ball goes in, it's going to go like basically into the leg, and as soon as it's going to hit this glove, which is touching behind him, there's the out. It's a brutal way to lose a runner on the base paths. And maybe the worst part of all of that is the fact that it's 0-2 count for Suzuki. He fouls that one off to stay alive. And Suzuki will take a pitch upstairs for a ball. 1-2. The wind and the pitch. Foul. The righty is ready. Here comes the 1-2. And that'll be flared but foul. All right, well. Suzuki doing a very nice job to stay alive here in this at-bat. And he'll drive that one. Wait for it. Foul yet again. Still a 1-2 count. It's actually a hilarious clip despite being the fact that one of the worst humans alive is part of the video. That is rolled over. And that is out number 2. Who's the worst? Who's one of the worst humans? Is it Brett Gardner? Is Brett Gardner a bad guy? I never remember who's involved. Oh, I wonder if it blocked something. Hold on. I have the chat flipped incorrectly. When the Nationals won the World Series, some of them meant Trump, half of them the team refused. There's a video of Trump literally, ew, gross. That's weird. All right, that's all down. I kind of figured, and I forgot to flip it to the live chat thing. So what? Kurt Suzuki was he playing at the time? Or was he a coach? I guess I assumed because of all... Well, I guess that was, what, 2019 or whatever? Here's the wind and the pitch. Swung on and missed. We're on the top of the second here. I guess I just assumed that so many of these guys are retired, but then I forget how long ago the Nationals won a World Series. Low for a ball. One and one. And that'll be hit to the shortstop. Oh, he bobbles it. Oh, the Mariners' defense continues to be a problem. Kurt Suzuki was the starting catcher for the Nationals that year. Oh, interesting. I did not realize that. We saw this in game number 3. The Mariners lost that one. I believe the score was 2-0, and both of the runs scored when balls kind of bounced off Mariners' gloves, and it was the shortstop and the second baseman. And the shortstop again has an issue handling the ball. It is an error that allows the runner on to first. Well, good for Kurt Suzuki winning a World Series. Sorry that like the worst person in the universe touched you. Really creepily. Sorry about that. We as Americans, we don't claim him. We don't want him. Cody Ross is batting .250. Could lead to a big inning for the Yankees here. This game does like punishing teams that can't figure it out. And the Seattle Mariners starting pitching has been a problem. That's going to get away. The runner will not advance to third. We saw a delayed advance to third in one of the games yesterday. But if they don't go immediately, they aren't going. One and up. The wind and the pitch is in for a strike to Ross. Let's see. 1-1. See if the pitcher here for the Mariners can work out of this jam. Nobody gone 2 on. Here's the pitch. It is fouled away. Ross, who has like the only photo in existence of him without a beard in this game. The wind and the pitch is going to be hit. Third baseman scoops it to second for 1, over to first for 2, and that is it's a big double play. Brandon Phillips batting .500, 1 RBI, 2 stolen bases. The wind and the pitch, and Phillips fouls that one away. And he'll take a strike. Strike 2. 0-2. This pitcher can't get too cute here. Be aggressive. See if you can paint one of the corners. Just don't have an awful pitch either way off the plate or a meatball over the middle. Here's the wind and the pitch, and it is way outside. Okay. All right. Righty winds and fires. Phillips rolls that one foul. Third base side. And that's outside. 2-2 now. And a big swing and a miss. So Seattle avoids damage because of the error. Nice pitching there to get out of it. Now Suzuki put on went for a hug. We didn't notice. Turned. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe don't. Maybe don't throw that on. God dang it. People! The wind and the pitch, and that'll be foul, third base side. Never mind. God dang it. God freaking dang it. Pitches outside for a ball, 1-1. Here's the wind and the pitch, and that is going to be hit right to the second baseman. Scoops it cleanly and fires to first in time. For an out. Travis Hafner's next up. Nobody on in and out. And Hafner will foul that one away. Working inside to the left-handed hitter. The righty is ready. And oof, that's a big swing there from Hafner. Pitch was low. Probably going to be a ball, but the big swing makes it a strike. 0-2. And that's low for a ball. 1-2. Managing the Angels. Yeah. A lot of first-year managers. As Hafner grounds out. Brett Wallace, he's batting 500. Zeros in those other categories, but he does have a good average. Maybe to get on base and see if they can drive in the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the second. That's outside for a ball, 1-0. Here comes the 1-0 pitch, and it is going to be hammered into right field. It'll be a grounder out to right. It is only a single, so it's going to be up to Melky Cabrera, I believe is where we are in the lineup, to try and come through for the Mariners late in this one. We're heading across the country to Philly after this. Reed Brignac is actually the next batter. We tried to guess, we were incorrect. Reed Brignac stepping up. 2 outs, a runner on first. No score in the bottom of the second here. Game 5 of this ALDS series. Witter. Oh, I thought he was going to get some air under that. That was a good sound off the bat. That was a grounder. And then, so there's like good sounds that go right into the ground, and then there's bad sounds that like somehow go straight up in the air. Casey Blake as we enter the top half of the third, batting .750. He's driven in 3 runs. Simultaneously excited and frightening about Tony Vitello. Vitello? Managing the Giants. Are you doing games 1 and 2 of both LCSs tomorrow? Yes. That is the plan. That is what will happen. And that's in for a strike on that outside corner. What are you most excited about and what are you most worried about with the new manager? And that's outside for a ball. 1-2. Top of the third, no score. That's outside for a ball. He's gotten kind of cute in these 2 strike counts, but he hasn't been able to get the edge of the zone for a called strike 3. So the Yankees batters don't really have much of a reason to swing because he's missing the zone with a pretty good margin. or bad margin, depending on which team you're rooting for. This one's lifted to center. And that's out. That's and out. Words. So it'll be Melky Cabrera. We remember. In center field. Giovanni Soto. 250 average. Bottom of the lineup here for the Yankees. Swung on and missed. It'll be the number one hitter coming up. 0-1. The wind and the pitch is low for a ball. And that is smacked, but foul ball. I'm excited having a young college manager might actually be really good. I'm frightened having a young college manager might be really bad. Oh, there it is. Okay, so now he might have been able to open up that outside. Does the winner play KC or LA? The winner of this will play the Los Angeles Angels, who walked off the Royals in Game 4 yesterday. Scott Pasetnik, 0-for-1 today. That was the pitch that the Mariners starter needed to go his way, to get that call on the edge. Now maybe it opens things up a little bit if we go too much further into this game. 2 away here in the top of the third. The righty winds and fires, and that'll be rolled over to the second baseman. And there is out number 3. So the Mariners with an opportunity to walk it off against the Yankees and send themselves to the American League Championship Series. Kinsler, Cabrera, Gardner coming up for the M's. Ian Kinsler. And that's fouled away. 0-1. Kinsler looked good in the leadoff spot last couple of games. Interesting how different he is against a righty versus a lefty, just where they place him in the lineup. He leads off versus lefties, and then he's in the 8-hole against a righty. How do you Seattle fans feel about Dan Wilson? That's in for a strike on the edge. Seems like he really turned the team around into a powerhouse since he took over. He was kind of gifted a good team. Scott Service did a lot of work to get the team where it is. The wind and the pitch is fouled away. I don't know. It's been streaky at times. The wind and the pitch is low to Kinsler. I feel fine about him. He's a former player, which is good. I feel like they kind of did Service dirty when they fired him, but they did. I mean, Service led them to the first time Service led him to the playoffs for the first time in 21 years, and then they lose a lead, which admittedly was a pretty big lead in the American League West, and then they just kind of got rid of him. It's like, oh, kind of sucks. But, I don't know, it's tough because I don't agree. Like, Dan Wilson decided to bring in Brian Wu coming off of an injury in Game 7 of that ALCS, as the pitch is high for ball 1. And Wu looked bad the whole time. Like, he didn't have it. And he just kept leaving him in. And then, yes, the pitcher that they brought in after gave up the home run. But are those runners on base as there's a bunt down? Not in time. But are those runners in place if they bring in a different pitcher? I don't know. So I don't agree with that call. And they were gifted a lot as well. Like, a couple of teams stumbled down the stretch of the playoffs last year to help give the Mariners the 2 spot. I don't know. It's weird. Wu coming in was a poor choice. I'm glad. I feel like I'm crazy because I love Brian Wu, but he was injured. You don't bring him off of injury in that in that spot. I don't know. 1-1. And that's a strike in the outside corner. Worst call was the Rays manager pulling Snell off the mound in the World Series. Oh my goodness. But at least they got to the World Series. That's as close as Seattle has ever been. And they had the lead. I'm sure Seattle fans feel, for the most part, fine with Dan Wilson because he led them to the American League Championship Series. He got them as close as they've ever been. To first for one, to second not in time. Or to second for one, to first not in time. So we'll keep it going. We saw this a lot in one of the games that we watched yesterday. It was that Angels-Royals game that led things off that went into like the 7th inning. Just a lot of weak pieces of contact, but teams not able to turn double plays, which you would hope that the team with the opposing team would take advantage of. Kurt Suzuki, he'll step in, wind in the pitch, and he is going to be out at first. All right, we're going to the 4th. Just a bunch of grounders. The Mariners have picked up 3 hits, but can't do anything with it. Bird, Fielder, and Blaylock as we go extras here in Seattle. It's also been a kind of a short stint for Wilson as well. Like, it's hard to get too much. They fired Service in halfway through 2024. The worst part for Dan Wilson was that that stupid win percent quote that's foul ball. Jimmy DePito or Johnny, whatever his name is, DePoto had. We have to win 54%. And Wilson won 54% of his first 100 games. So that was kind of brutal for him. When did Scott... August 23rd, 2024. Boy, that's a late... Yeah, so it's only been 1 full year. Nice catch by the shortstop. We need to take it... We needed to take it... We need a different voice in a different direction. Mother effer, you won and went to the playoffs for the first time in 20 years. What are you talking about? We'd like to get back to Seattle baseball misery. Out to left center field. Jeff Neiman with a stat that we're not going to read. Who was that manager for the Rays? I forget. Who took Blake Snell? Oop. Kevin Cash. Rip. 1-0, 2 gone here. In the top half of the 4th, that pitch stays upstairs for a ball. And that is at the knees for a strike. Two and one. 54% comment. That is outside for a ball. And then that leaked Zoom call with the other guy. I thought the Mariners were falling apart. Held on and got stronger. I will say, that leaked Zoom call may be the greatest thing that's ever happened to the Seattle Mariners. That is a walk. Okay. Thought that might get a strike call, but I'm going to bring out Miguel Tejada, who's 1 for 1 with a single. He is just batting 167 this postseason. 1 on, 2 outs. Because that leaked Zoom call, I think, like, directly coincides with Mariners. Leaked Zoom call. Second baseman comes up with it. Can he get there in time? To first he can. Mariners president Kevin Mather resigns after inappropriate comments are made to the public. That was February of 2021. And then they got rid of him, and then they started winning. How one lifelong Mariners fan accidentally took down the team's president. Awesome. Here's the wind and the pitch to Ichiro. He's going to lift this into center, but it's not going to have enough on it. Oh, my goodness. Oh. Aramis Ramirez. We're not looking for moonshot walk-offs, but we are looking for something here. That's outside for a ball. Somehow Ichiro was able to get under that ball and get air under it, whereas one of the hits that we saw earlier, I thought was going to have some air under it, but was grounded right to the shortstop. That's inside. Two and 0. Fouled away. 2 and 1. Here's the wind and the pitch, and it is swung on and missed. Wanted all that one, but here's the wind and the pitch. The 2-2 is fouled away. Foul ball. Foul ball. Two and 2 with 1 out. And that's rolled over to the third baseman. He'll stand and fire in time. 2 gone. Travis Hafner, 0 for 1. Can they get anything going here in the bottom of the fourth with 2 outs? Mariners currently leading in the hit column, but they can't do anything with it. And importantly, they had that error earlier in the game, and they didn't surrender any runs. Here's the righty's wind and pitch, and Hafner, well, that's a big old swing. He wanted to end this game right here, right now with that one. 1 and 1 now. Here's the wind and the pitch, and Hafner fouls that one up the third base side. One and 2. The wind, the pitch. Ooh, way upstairs for a ball. Readies. The pitch. Foul. First base side. That's going to be lifted out to left. Oh, tantalizingly close to a walk-off home run, but no such luck. And even with that scoreboard the way it is, it's probably going to be... it's going to be a double, maybe even a single with how much air was under it. Cody Ross leads things off here in the top of the fifth. We are locked at 0. Yankees Mariners for the privilege to play the Los Angeles Angels in the American League Championship Series. Both championship series starting tomorrow. We'll watch the first 2 games of both. That's low for a ball. Righty winds and fires. That's going to be hit up the third base line. That'll be fair. It's a single. Brandon Phillips, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Phillips takes a strike on the inside, 0-1. The righty winds, fires, and that one low for a ball. Looking for Phillips to swing over the top of it and try to get a double play. Instead misses the zone. It's 1-1. Good eye by Phillips. And low again for a ball. Didn't get the zone last time. Not going to get the zone this time. And Phillips with not really much of a reason to swing. Leads the count 2-1. As the righty sets and readies. That is a big swing and a miss. Lost. Well, yeah, he lost his patience. He was able to outlast and get that swing. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out with a runner on first. And that'll be hit into right field. It will just be a single. So the Mariners are going to have to work out of a jam yet again here in the top of the fifth. And Seattle will go to the bullpen to bring in the lefty, Mitch Stetter. Kind of looks like he got a hat that's a little too big, or just has kind of a small face. Not a comment on Mitch Stetter, but just more of the game. Not looking great. Casey Blake 0 for 1. He's batting .600 this playoffs. The wind and the pitch from the lefty is fouled away. So again, continues to be a baffling time when the game decides that it's going to use a reliever. Bringing a lefty to face a righty. That pitch misses outside for a ball. One and one upstairs for a ball. Lefty winds and fires. That is hit, but foul. That ball's foul. Two and two. And that's low for a ball. Full count now. Uh-oh. And that's going to be a called strike 3 on the inside. He doesn't like it. I'd kind of agree with him. Seemed like it was a little more inside. Should have probably been a walk, but he gets rung up on strikes. Giovanni Soto, the 9-hole hitter, steps up to face the lefty reliever. The wind and the pitch is high and inside for a ball. Ooh, gets a strike on that outside. It's a good take from Soto. Probably not going to get a whole lot on that ball. 1-1. 2 on, 1 out. Here's the pitch from the lefty, and that's another strike. Soto, that's a surprising take from him. That was probably the best pitch he's seen in this at-bat. And that's going to get away. Runners are going to advance. Oh, the lefty missed the catcher at like the worst spot. It's a 2-strike count. He got too cute, dirted it in, threw it in the dirt, and the catcher, it gets by him. And I don't think that's his fault. Steader's got to throw that pitch better. It takes the double play out of the equation. And now it's 2-2. That misses inside for a ball. I guess a walk here isn't the worst thing in the world. It's going to be safe at the plate. Of course it's safe at the plate. Of course. Golly. Just the worst time for that to happen. He gets a perfect double play ball. There's no double play to be made. I think you can appreciate that he went for it, trying to get the runner at home. So at least the game understands, it seems like it understands some level of like, hey, we're in extra innings now. Just not enough of it. That is low for a ball. I clicked the thing, so I'm going to check. Alright, just double checking. I clicked the thing and I wanted to break. I trusted people in chat would tell me, but... Two and one gone. Runners on first and second. 1-0 now here in the top of the fifth, and that is going to get into right field. The throw, I don't think you don't run. You don't run on Ichiro. It is the bases loaded. Just caught too much of the plate with that one, and it'll... Marlon Bird's 0 for 2. Does not have a hit in this postseason. He's working with the bases loaded. The wind and the pitch, and he hits him. He hit him and walked in a run. And allowed a run. Oh my goodness. This is how it's going to end for the Mariners? 2-0. He hit a right-handed batter. There are times where this game does get, like, weirdly, like, potent offensively, where the Yankees haven't done anything in this game, really. They've had a couple hits here and there, scattered around, whatever. But then, all of a sudden, it's just like, oh, we're going to let them score all of the runs. That's a fair ball. Oh... to the worst team in the world. 4-0. This lefty can't get anybody out, and the Seattle Mariners can't even get a call on the outside or on the foul line. I mean, those have been the tricky ones all season long because it seems like it's a little inconsistent. But 4-0, just kind of out of nowhere, it feels. In for a strike. Oh well. Lefty winds and throws that upstairs for a ball. Two and one. And that'll be lifted out towards center field. Cabrera makes the catch. The throw is in. Are you serious? God, the way they threw out the runner at second. This game is so stupid. It goes back to that dumb position every time. Broken piece of crap. So Suzuki's going to catch the ball. And instead of catching it and keeping it low, he's going to go back to basically the start position of the tag animation. And then just kind of rainbows it instead of just keeping it on the ground and sweeping the leg. So the runner gets in what could have been a double play at the plate to end the inning. Instead, it's a 5-0 game. And then we saw how the runner got thrown out at second on the steal attempt for, what's his face? Brett Gardner, where the ball went through his leg, and they're like, yeah, that's an out. There we go. So come on, game, you suck. Well, I don't know why the game does this. It's a team that hasn't batted well all day. I mean, the second time through the order can sometimes be the difference. But it just decides like, we're going to give you 6 now. All right. It is a little unfortunate. I was hoping for a more, like, climactic Game 5. But instead it's a big inning and the Mariners are just not... They just can't get the outs that they need to get. And this lefty is still in the game, by the way. Like, they're just letting him just get the crap kicked out of him. Cody Ross is 1 for 2. Like, it's forgotten that this is Game 5 of the DS. Like, if anybody gives up, like, 1 or 2 runs, you've got to pull them. Your season's on the line. The game's, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about him. Ross drives that. Foul. That is a low for a ball. Two and one. Runners on the corners. 2 outs. But there's a possibility that the Mariners could be out of this inning. Because they did try to go home for the tag earlier. So that could have been out at first base. And out at first base. Just surrender the run. No big deal. They've since then acquired a couple of outs. Including that last one. So maybe it just saves a run. A full count. The hit batter was maybe the worst part of all of it. Was hitting a batter with the bases loaded. And, all right, well, now they lead by 2. Hey, strike 3. They're finally out of it, but not before the Yankees get 5. Cool. Wallace, Brainiac, and Kinsler. The Yankees are going to go to the bullpen to bring in a lefty of their own, Hideki Okajima. Hideki. So it'll be a lefty facing the lefty. Because that is fouled off. Now, did they bring in the correct lefty? Yeah, they did, actually. Because it's two lefties and then a... Or no, is it the lefty lane? No, Kinsler's a righty. Kinsler's a righty. So it is 0-2. That's outside for a ball. The wind and the pitch is low. The 2-2. Swung on and missed. One down. Reed Brignac, 0 for 1. Couple of RBI here, batting .250. The wind and the pitch from the lefty is going to be hit. That's into right field. Got way more air under it than I realized. And that is one pitch, one swing, one out. The Mariners are going to pull off a miracle. They're going to have to do it with 2 outs. The Yankees smartly brought in a pitcher in the correct spot. Lefties to face lefties. And the Mariners went, well, I guess we'll just throw a lefty against some righties and see what happens. Good for them. Kinsler swings and misses at the first pitch, 0-1. It's odd to see this game actually be smart, but hey, here it is. The wind and the pitch, and Kinsler gets on board with a single. He's had a good postseason. He's had a good series, I should say. Postseason, whatever. He's been effective during this series with the Yankees. It's a really good chunk of the lineup to bring in a lefty pitcher against. It was 2 lefties, the righty, and then it'll be the switch hitter, and then if they get to the top of the lineup, it's another lefty. Melky Cabrera stepping up. Switch hitter will bat right. The wind and the pitch is foul. Third base side. Oh, and 1. And that's low and outside for a ball. And that's going to be hit out to the left center gap. That's going. That's off the wall. It'll score 1. It's a double. Okay. Brett Gardner's 1 for 2 with a single. And that is a strike to make it 0-1. And the wind and the pitch. Gardner fouls it away. Foul ball. 0-2. Mariners down to their final strike of the season. The lefty facing the lefty, and Gardner fouls that one off, so he'll stay alive one more time. And that'll be hit up the middle. Do they send the runner around third? They do. Make the game look a little more respectable as the run scores. Gardner gets a hit against the lefty, and it is 5-2. Right now, Ichiro Suzuki would represent the tying run. For Suzuki is 0 for 2 today. He does not have a hit in this postseason. Don't let that fool you. Worked some walks in New York. So it's not quite as rough as it might seem. We'll take a ball upstairs. The wind and the pitch is upstairs for a ball. He's had a very good eye throughout this series. One of the games he took like 15 pitches and didn't swing at any of them. It's wild. He'll think about it. No appeal. It's ball 3. It's got to be hands off controller. You can't swing at this pitch, even if it's strike 1. Hands off controller. Here's the wind. Here's the pitch. It is a strike on the outside. All right, see what you can do now. 3-1. And it'll be a walk. Okay. So it'll be another lefty for this lefty pitcher to deal with. It'll be Ichiro, who's 0 for 2. Kurt Suzuki still no hits in the postseason. But he's worked like his 4th or 5th walk. Wind to the pitch from the lefty to Ichiro. Misses the zone outside for a ball. One and up. Lefty. That's a strike at the knees. One and one. The wind and the pitch. Suzuki is going to lift that into right field. What is happening? That's going to score 1. They will hold. Aramis Ramirez is batting .375. He's driven in 4 runs, no homers. The wind and the pitch, foul. First base side. Here's the wind and the pitch, and that's low for a ball. One and one. That's a low. Good eye from Aramis Ramirez. 2-1. And, oh, he's going to get it on the ground, and that's it. Oh, Seattle made it so achingly close to making it interesting. Oh, my goodness. It was right there. That's a brutal way to lose. The dive by the shortstop. He just needed a little more speed. We got tricked into thinking it might be a fun ending. 5-3 your final. Zach Miner, your player of the game. 4 innings, 3 hits, 1 strikeout. In his first win. Jeff Neiman gets the loss. 5 runs and 3 runs scored. Everything in the 5th inning. 7 hits each. And interestingly enough, the Mariners did not, they didn't cost themselves anything with that error. The Yankees win the series 3-2. Mariners out-hit them. 1 home run each side. More runs scored. Yankees had an extra stolen base. Brutal. Boo indeed. That is an unfortunate way for that. The Mariners have been eliminated from the playoffs by the Yankees. Hey, thanks, game, you piece of garbage. You couldn't have given the Mariners either tag at the plate game. Trash. View today's games. Make sure we're not missing anything. All right. That is one game. I apologize. I promise I'm not trying to do that. Here is the next one. It's the Diamondbacks and the Phillies. Our second and final game of the day to punch the final spot in the wild card, or in the championship round. This is a surprise 2-2 series, if I'm being real with you. Thank you for both voting for the Mariners. I'm sorry that they disappointed you. They disappointed me, if that helps anything. Who wins? Arizona or Philadelphia? Let me know by voting on the poll. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. Last game of the day, Diamondbacks and the Phillies. And we will flip that thumbnail real quick. Bam, bam. Diamondbacks 46-36, Phillies 50-32. This has been a weird series. I am surprised that we are at this spot with these two teams. Philadelphia has been one of the premier teams in our season. Diamondbacks felt like they really backed into the playoffs, and the Rockies kind of lost their spot. David DeJesus leads things off for the Arizona Diamondbacks, followed by Chipper Jones. Right fielder DeJesus. Third baseman Chipper Jones. First baseman Joey Votto. Jason Bay is in left field. Curtis Granderson's in center. Matt Wieters behind the dish. Brian Pena the DH. Freddie Sanchez the second baseman. And Jamie Carroll the shortstop. These two teams are very interesting because they each have 3 true righties, 3 true lefties, and 3 switch hitters sprinkled throughout their lineup. Carlos Silva will get the start for the Phillies. Defensive lineup for Philadelphia looks like that or that. David DeJesus, he's batting .333, knocked in 1 run. So Angels, Yankees is set. The Pittsburgh Pirates have been waiting for a couple of days in game to find out who they would meet. They swept the Florida Marlins. And pitch number 1 is a swinging strike. Oh and 1. The wind, the pitch, and it is hit into foul territory, third base side. All the way over to the warning track, where the third baseman is able to make the catch. 1 gone for Chipper Jones, batting just .200 here in this postseason. And that'll be hit foul, third base side. This way. 0 and 1. That's inside for a ball. One and 1. 1 gone. The righty readies and fires, and that's a strike on the inside. Maybe a little generous, benefits the pitcher. One and 2. And swung on and missed. Chipper Jones down on strikes, swinging. And that is 2 gone for the Arizona Diamondbacks here in the top of the first. Joey Votto's next up. He's batting .333. Two outs. The wind and the pitch is outside. One and up. And that'll be hit. Crushed out to right. No doubter. It is 1-0 Diamondbacks here in the top of the first. A 2-out smash to right field. The righty pitcher for the Phillies survived the first 2 hitters before getting crushed 362 majestic feet out to right field. Jason Bay, he does not have a hit, but he has knocked in a run. He is up next. The righty is ready. The pitch is foul. Almost foul. And that's in for a strike. 0-2 to Bay. Here's the righty's pitch. It is, oh my goodness, that is an abysmal swing. That pitch was way out of the zone, and that'll do it. We'll get you introduced to this Philadelphia lineup. They trail 1-0 after the moonshot to right. Shin-Soo Choo getting things let off. He got caught in kind of a weird spot yesterday where he had a single and then tried to stretch it into a double and got thrown out. And that felt like it just sent the Phillies into a funk. But he is the right fielder leading off. Ramiro Pena is the shortstop. Justin Morneau at first. Johnny Gomes in left. Jorge Posada at the catching position. Andres Torres in center. Ronnie Belliard at second. Casey Konchman, the DH. Brandon Inge at third. And again, the 3 true righty, 3 true lefty, 3 switch hitter lineup for the Phillies. Levian Hernandez. It is weird. We don't get pitcher introductions from the PA system for the starters, but we do get them for the relievers, which is bizarre. Shin-Soo Choo batting .500. Leads things off. He's got a home run, 3 RBI. See if he can get things rolling for this Philadelphia Phillies offense in the bottom of the first. He did so yesterday in the top of the first, but just got way too aggressive trying to stretch it into a double. Pitch is low for a ball. One and oh. And that's hit foul, first base side. And that's foul. Foul, foul. Foul, foul, foul. 1 and 2. Here's the righty's pitch. Ooh, got a lot of it, but pulled it foul. And we'll do it again. 1 and 2 the count. Ooh, they got him to swing on a pitch outside. He went to reach for it. Can't beat the throw out, and that is 1 gone for Philly here in the bottom of the first. Got a very aggressive swing out of him. Or just fooled him with a pitch on the outside. It's not quite as far out as I thought it was initially, looking at the quote-unquote replay, which is just me looking at the YouTube preview. The wind of the pitch is upstairs for a ball. One and oh. And that's in for a strike. One and one. And that's rolled over, so another easy play for this Diamondbacks defense, and quickly 2 away for the Phillies. Maybe we're disrespecting the Diamondbacks. I don't think we are. I don't think we're disrespecting the Diamondbacks at all. We watch them in so many games where it's like, hey, all you need to do is win, and they just go, don't know. No idea what you're talking about. They had to win. They had to win one game of like 3 just to secure their spot. And they couldn't do it. That's in for a strike. A little passive on that pitch. I think you'd want another crack at that one. The wind and the pitch. It is in for a ball. The crowd chants MVP as he takes a ball inside. 1-1, 2 gone. Readies and fires low. Here comes the 2-1. That's inside yet again. 3-1. How aggressive does he get with the swing? I'd imagine pretty aggressive, but let's all find out together. 3-1, 2 gone here in the bottom of the first. Arizona leads 1-0. And he's able to get that into left field. He tested the inside again, the pitcher did, and he was ready. That pitch looked a little weird in the replay. So the Phillies put a runner on, and that's going to be Johnny Gomes, batting .400. No home runs and RBI. The wind and the pitch is low for a ball. And that's in for a strike. One and one. The wind and the pitch. Oof, Gomes with a big swing at that kind of looping curveball on the outside edge. And that's in the dirt. Doesn't get away. Nice block by the catcher. Someone yelled, "Catcher's losing it." Two and two. Oh my goodness. The pitchers are really benefiting from some very aggressive swings. We've seen 3 strikeouts at pitches out of the zone. High out of the zone. It was 2 in the previous half inning, and then it was 1 in the bottom half. Curtis Granderson steps up. Arizona leads 1-0. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is inside for a ball. And that's low for a ball. Righty winds and fires. Granderson swings and misses at that one. Two and one. And that's outside for a ball. 3-1. Got to try and keep this lead right where it is. Foul. Third base side. Here comes the payoff pitch, and it is swung on and missed. Granderson set down on strikes. A little surprised he was able to get that by him. It looked like it was in a very hittable location. Matt Wieters. He's stepping up with an opportunity. Nobody on, nobody out. Apparently took a suggestion for the crowd. Wieters batting .833, so it's he's batting really well. Swung on and missed. (0-2). The wind and the pitch, and Wieters takes a ball low, 1-2. One and two with one out. It's outside for a ball. That is, a nice catch by the shortstop. Did not think he was going to get that. We don't see a lot of leaping, nice catches from the shortstop. It usually is deflected off or goes straight through the glove. But in that case, it was a nice grab. 2 outs here. Looking to hold this lead at just 1-0. We had trouble. Did I jinx him? That ball is going. It's another solo home run. I jinxed it. He can't get the third out in a row, and that's the third or fourth home run we've seen this season in Philadelphia specifically that has caught what feels like just a little wind tunnel that goes out that way. He had no shot at it, and it's 2-0. It is. They got the first 2 outs pretty effectively, and then it's a home run to right field. Wow. That catch by the shortstop, all the more important and impressive to make sure it's just a solo shot. But that's why this Diamondbacks and Phillies lineup is so tricky, is because you're kind of guaranteed to face 6 hitters where you have the disadvantage as the pitcher because of the switch hitting capabilities. It's wow. 2-0 Arizona. Top of the second. Here's the wind and the pitch. Thought about it. No appeal. So it'll just be a ball. Two and one. The wind, the pitch. Missed low for a ball. Three and one. And that's fouled away. Thank you, umpire. Foul ball. Full count. The wind and the pitch is in, and that is going to be hit into right field for a single. Oh no, is it a big inning brewing for the Diamondbacks? Jamie Carroll, batting .333. With all my insults about the Diamondbacks come back to haunt me. That's upstairs. Pitch missed inside for a ball, 1-1. 2 outs. Missed inside again, 2-1. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is in for a strike. Just on that outside. Two and two with 2 outs. The wind, the pitch, and it is low for a ball. That is low. Okay, so it ends up being a walk. Not good news here, as they just cannot get out of their own way, it seems. Two on, 2 outs. 2-0 lead for Arizona. And this is lifted out towards center. It's not going to have nearly enough. The ballpark holds it. Nothing. Arizona's gotten 2 solo home runs. Posada, Torres, and Belliard coming up, looking to cut into this lead a little bit for the Phillies. Let's see what he can do. As a right-handed pitcher steps towards the lefty, and it is high for a ball, 1-0. The righty readies, winds and fires, low for a ball. And Posada, he's going to lift this out towards right center. Does the right fielder have it? He does. Oh, in the gap. Somehow the home team can't even find their own little wind tunnel there. It's a nice play by the right fielder. It'll bring up Andres Torres. That's inside for a ball. 1-0. God, they really needed that bloop so that Torres could come through with the blast. Tie this game up at 2 here in the bottom of the second. And that is a ball. 2-0. Wind and the pitch, in for a strike. Two and one. Wind and the pitch, he is going to be hit. I don't think that's... Oh, that's going to be caught by the center fielder. Gosh, they have put a couple of really good swings on the ball. They just can't get it away from the defense. Ronnie Belliard batting .333. Somehow Arizona's been able to come in here and they've figured out how to get it away from the fielders, or how to get it into the seats, I guess is the better way to say it. The righty is ready, winds and fires. That's fouled away.
That's a foul ball.
Own 2. Inside for a ball. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. That's low. It's a good eye by Belliard. Two and two with 2 outs in the bottom of the second in a 2-0 game. Belliard is going to lift this one into foul territory. First baseman's going to come over. It's not a clear... No, actually, that really drifted into foul territory. That drifted out of play. Belliard gets another shot. Wind and the pitch is going to be rolled foul. That was kind of on the outside edge. Got him to go for it, but he's at least able to pull it foul. Here comes the 2-2. That's fouled away again. 3 straight foul balls. He winds and fires, and that'll be hit past the diving third baseman. Okay. A 2-out single for the Phillies. Casey Kochman steps up. Why are you not good at this? I'm not playing. That is hit out into right field. Okay, Philadelphia. A couple of hits in a row. Brandon Inge. 250 average. Working with a runner on second. 2 on, 2 out. Here's the wind and the pitch, and that's upstairs for a ball. One and out. The righty readies and fires. That is hit right back up the middle. How aggressive are they going to be? They're going to send that first runner around third. The throw is in and late. Save at the plate. 2-1 Diamondbacks lead now. And Shin-Soo Choo comes to the plate. A .429 average, 1 home run. The righty winds and fires. That is going to get down, but they're not going to send that runner around third. It'll load the bases. Okay, Pena's up. He doesn't have a hit this playoffs, but what a time for him to pick up his first hit. Oh, we pulled it foul. Crowd is getting loud. Imagine coming into a stream, looking and seeing that there's like nothing happening pitching or batting wise, and going, well, you're not good at this. Thought about it, no appeal. I guess they bailed. The wind and the pitch, and that is lifted. Oh no. Needs the wind to push it just a little bit further. No, it's... What a brutal break for the Phillies. The bases are loaded. It's out number 3 in foul territory. Jones, Votto, and Bay coming up for the Diamondbacks. This is going to be the starter's opportunity to get through this lineup clean. Chipper Jones, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. This righty has been able to set down 2 batters in a row, no problem, in each of the first and the second innings. It has been the 3rd batter that has taken him deep. And that pitch is in for a strike. I actually do want to check the wind. It's 11 miles an hour blowing in, so that makes sense that it would have pulled, because the wind pulled that one pitch way out of foul, or way out of, or way into, what the hell am I trying to say? The wind of the pitch is in for a strike. The wind blew the ball out of play on a 2-2 pitch earlier in the inning, but I think it just kept it in the air long enough there on that final out. And Jones to second. Fires over to first in time for the out. Joey Votto 1 for 1 with a solo home run, his first home run of the postseason. He has a .400 average. That is low. That's kind of a brutal strike call. The wind and the pitch is outside for a ball. And that is lifted into left field. Okay. He's done it again. First 2 outs. And he get a clean third. Jason Bay, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He does not have a hit in this postseason. Line and the pitch is, oh my goodness, well, we won't call it just yet. He has done it. A 1-2-3 inning. Morneau, Gomes, and Posada. Last chance for the Phillies. They loaded the bases in the last inning, but they were not able to come up with the runs that they needed. They got one of them, and it's going to be up to Morneau. Morneau's 1 for 1 with a single. And fouls it away. Here's the wind and the pitch. Morneau is going to get that past the diving shortstop. Ooh, it's a bloop and a blast to win it. There's your bloop. Uh-oh. Johnny Gomes, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. That's outside for a ball. One and up. The righty winds, fires. That's lifted. Foul. That is just foul up the third base line. Here's the wind and the pitch. Thought about it. Didn't matter. It was a strike on that outside corner. 2-strike count now. One and two. The wind and the pitch is... Oh, he's going to want that swing back. He is going to want that one back. 1-2 count. Anything but the double play, I think, is okay. That's a good thing. Hey, take on the outside for a ball. That'll work. 2-2. Oh, he's going to want that pitch back as well. There's a couple of them he's maybe had a shot at. Two balls, two strikes. A runner on first with nobody out here in Game 5. Bottom of the third. 3-2. Here's the payoff pitch. And that'll be into right field. Oh boy. Tying run at second. Winning run at first. And it's Jorge Posada. Oh, we lifted it to center. Are they going to be aggressive and send him to third? He's going to tag at second. The throw. It'll be cut off. He's in. Safe. Safe at third. Andres Torres. Posada went with a real quick, with that ambush swing. First pitch swinging. Posada takes a strike. That's on the outside. And it looked like it was going to stay out, but kind of drifted back in. 0-1. Thought about it. No. And that'll be lifted. Oh, it's out to center field. The runner tags at third. He's off. Here's the throw in. It is to the second baseman. Safe. No throw. We got a 2-2 game, everybody. A little anticlimactic, if I'm being honest, when there's just no throw, you know? Just wing it. See what happens. Jared Burton, he's going to step in. Here's his 2011 stats. I don't think he's thrown at all then. Or, no, I guess postseason debut. Never mind. I forgot we were in 2011, and this game was made, published in 2011. Because, in Madden 11, it'd be the 09 stats. I threw myself off there. It's a good take there. Inside. Who is at the plate here? It is Ronnie Belliard. He has a single and a run, 1-for-1 today. The 1-0 inside makes it 2-0. Phillies able to use 2 outs to get that tying run in. Here's the righty's wind and pitch. Misses outside for a ball. (3-0). It's got to be hands-off control. 2-0, or with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. And he's going to work the walk. So the winning run now in scoring position. They brought him in from the bullpen, and he issued a 4-pitch walk. Okay. Casey Kochman's 1-for-1 with a single. Here's the righty winding and firing. That's going to get up the middle. Are they going to send him around third? They will. The Philadelphia Phillies walk off the Arizona Diamondbacks to go to the NLCS. Oh my goodness, what a game. That almost erased my pain for the Mariners losing. Casey Kochman is your hero. They bring in the reliever. He fired 4 balls to put a runner in scoring position, and was that a first pitch swing? It was. 5 total pitches. Justin Morneau, 2 singles on a 2-for-2 day. He is your player of the game. Wow. Carlos Silva with the win. Livan Hernandez with the loss. Votto and Pena, first home runs of the postseason, and the last home runs of the postseason for them. Wow. Justin Morneau, 2 at-bats, 2 hits. He scored a run. The Phillies knock out 8 hits, and they had a couple of them that got through some diving defenders. Whew. Wow. Well, there it is. Your NLCS and your ALCS are set. It is Phillies Pirates, and it is Yankees Angels. View today's games. That's it. We will sim to the dates. View today's games. It'll be Yankees Angels game number 1 as we back out. We'll go ahead and hit the save real quick just to make sure. And we'll end the poll. Hey, we had 2 votes, both of them for Philadelphia. And you were both correct. So 1 for 1 on the day for the people who participated in the polls. Thanks to everyone for hanging out. I appreciate it. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific time, we'll get these CSs underway. Some kind of exciting Game 5s. Boy, if the Mariners game was a little more exciting, could have been kind of fun. Philly used their 2 outs pretty expertly, and then they were able to get just 1 into the outfield following a walk. Put the runner in scoring position. So then let's see. So we have Angels at the Yankees. Angels at the Yankees, so back-to-back. Pirates, Phillies, Pirates, Phillies. Okay, I was curious how that was going to work. And then that's day 2. And then we'll go from there. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. We'll do games 1 and 2, like I said, of the CS tomorrow. We'll do games 3 and 4 of both CSs on Tuesday. And we'll wrap up whatever we need to on Wednesday. And so we'll see you then. Thanks, everybody, for watching. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe, ring the bell, do all that good stuff. And we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good rest of your night, everybody. Goodbye.